Hello. How are you doing today? I'm Fiadh. I'm an energy and spirit worker, Reiki, and Healing Arts Practitioner. And today what I'm offering is a distance intuitive energy work and Reiki session, a continuation of my journey through the archetypes, using the archetypes of the major arcana in the tarot to channel in energy to support you in self-development, in your spiritual journey, manifestation, however you wish to use it. And you can either watch these all in order or choose which archetype you feel you need the most development with at that point in your life. No pressure. And so with that being said, the archetype, the major arcana we are using today is number 2, the High Priestess. I'm just using with the traditional, or showing an example from the traditional Rider-Waite. I have like a little mini tarot deck of the Rider-Waite. The symbolism of the High Priestess. She's sitting between 2 pillars, black and white. The unconscious, the subconscious, and the conscious, darkness and light. The polarities between 2 worlds on the threshold into the unconscious. Behind her, in the entrance to the temple, there is a curtain with the art of pomegranates, and she's wearing and veiled in this cloak made of the ocean. And behind her in the background are the waters of the unconscious, of the unknown, of intuition. And the High Priestess, this card is very much about the mysteries of going inward into yourself and unlocking your own arcane wisdom, your intuition. She is also a symbol of the divine feminine. So as we're working with this archetype, there's some strange noises outside, pardon. As we're working with the archetype of the High Priestess, we're thinking of our own innate wisdom, our higher wisdom that we contain within ourselves already. The intuition, this kind of refined, subtle intuition and our awareness of this intuition. Just focusing on this channel of energy, calling in the archetype of the High Priestess to support you in refining, becoming more aware of your own innate wisdom, of your intuition, tapping in to your subtle senses, which we're always connected to, but sometimes it's almost like there's like a glitch in the channel, in the feedback. So you might not be consciously aware of what messages you're receiving. So being able to fully tap into and be present within your intuition, bridging the higher self and the body. Just using the selenite cleansing your aura, moving through any feedback that might be jamming the signal, so to speak. Of your awareness, of your embodying the present moment and your higher self-awareness. Just moving really far out in your auric field, infusing with the high vibrational energy of the selenite. working with these mists to work with the element of water, the ocean, the flow, how deep and mysterious your awareness can go. But also soothing it down a little bit. Soothing the emotions. Soothing the attachments. I don't know what's going on outside today. Sometimes our more earthy elements and our airy elements that we all contain can be a bit rigid, a bit harsh, a bit kind of like telling us how it is and how it's always been, and then convincing us it's our intuition, or blocking off our intuition. You know, you ever get one of those intuitive hits where like your brain thinks something and you're just like, that doesn't make sense. No, that's impossible. Or using our discernment, but also not closing ourselves off. I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm having trouble putting my thoughts into words, which is fine. But you know, I'm a very down-to-earth person when it comes to a lot of things. Like, I'm very open-minded when it comes to a lot, but I'm also, and as I always joke, my spirit guides and my intuition need to like get a big cartoony mallet and like slam into me multiple times in the head before I finally am like, oh, maybe that is a bit of intuition. Maybe that does mean something. And my higher self is probably like, yes, I've been sending you 10 million confirmations. You were right this whole time. You just convinced yourself you weren't. That's me. I'm just convinced I'm making things up all the time. And then other people are like, no, you were right. So, tapping into the oceanic, watery depths of trust, of being a bit open-minded. Not so much that your brain falls out, not so much that you're like totally unaware of what's happening around you and wildly indecisive. Just being able to be flowy, be flexible, be soft in how you receive your own knowledge, your own awareness. Bringing in this Labradorite. Isn't she a beaut? Going into the depths. Hold on. This one is Arthur to get the flash on. Oh well. You know, there's so many layers to the Labradorite. look at it like this. I am just muddy. And then you go inward. And you see visions and colors. That are completely ethereal, completely beautiful. Working with labradorite, with protected intuition and knowledge. Chokore, chokore, chokore. Just moving through the senses, through the etheric body, channeling into the heart space. Being guided by your intuition however it wishes to show up. Doesn't always need to be like, I'm trying to think, you know, we see those people on TV, the psychics, who are like, I'm seeing, and then can tell you exact word for word detail and like your messages from your loved one as if they were physically there talking to them. That's usually not how it works. We're not always seeing ghosts. Going into the crown. There we go. Grounding down into your awareness through the body. We're going to put this actually right at your root. You know, for a long time, I didn't trust any tarot readings I did. Like when I do a tarot reading, I'm looking at the cards and I'm like telling a story. It's very cerebral. It doesn't feel like the way we might think of intuition in terms of like really out there and far away and hard to decipher. When I'm doing a one-to-one tarot reading for someone, it is often feels extremely logical to me. So for a long time, I felt like I was just making things up. Like, I'm like, this isn't intuition that I'm using. But then, every single time I do a tarot reading, even people I know who are really skeptical have been like, how did you know that? Why do you know all of these details about my life and what I'm struggling with? And yeah, my intuition shows up more kind of left brain. Not always, but during a lot of, even when I'm channeling, even when I'm doing Reiki sessions, it feels very left brain often. It feels very cerebral and problem solving. And that's just how it shows up for me. Some people channel with a lot more symbolism, a lot more kind of etheric notions or writing or art. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. Because when I realized, oh, you know, I'm between, as with the High Priestess, the conscious and the unconscious, the left brain and the right brain, the intuition and the logic. You can be in a place between two of those. Both of those polarities can work together. That's what I'm trying to get at, essentially. I'm bringing in this hematite just to clear some of the gunk, the self-doubt, and the indecisiveness. The shadow side of the High Priestess is that she can be very introspective, which if you're not grounded and aware, and you don't contain enough of the other elements of fire, of air, of earth, and it's all water, it can become a bit clouded. Not be able to know where to go with this knowledge, slow to take action. So we're just bringing in the hematite to give you some grounding. My voice keeps cracking during this session. So grounding, the searching, the feeling of never being satisfied. I'm getting this, where if you become really dreamy in this like out of balance, intuitive, watery state, it can feel like we're constantly searching outward, trying to find something to fill a gap, not really being guided by the sensory experience of our bodies. Just not really feeling satisfied. Or like you're missing something. Just want to bring this in to support you. You in this body, you on this earth. Your awareness, your guidance, along with your actions, your strength, your courage, your creativity, and your knowledge. peek. For me, the crystal has the most to do with the High Priestess. What resonates with the archetype the most is this lapis lazuli. I feel like this is kind of both the High Priestess and the Hierophant to certain extents. But they're both kind of two sides of the same coin. They're both just archetypes that play off of each other really well. Lapis lazuli into your higher wisdom, into supporting and creating building blocks with your intuition, and arranging them kind of in a way that makes sense, that is actually supportive, so that you can harness and utilize. But also being okay with not knowing. I think High Priestess's peak. This is what I like to think of when it comes to spirituality. The more you know, the less you know. You know, with any kind of mystery tradition, spiritual tradition, witchcraft, whatever it may be, magic, whatever path you follow, if you want to define it, the deeper you get into it, the more you learn, the less you learn. Because there's so many paradoxes, so many polarities, so much learning and unlearning. And this is allowing you to tap into that energy of being open, being aware, and also knowing that you don't know everything, that you're not even it's like the ocean. You think you've gone deep into the ocean, guess what? There's parts completely unexplored that you don't know if any humans will be able to explore, ever. Okay, I'm just going to place this right above you. Just channeling in some more energy. This has been a very high vibrational session. A lot of push and pull. So I'm just trying to recalibrate you, your energy field, helping support you a little bit. Clearing away. Flipping. mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. If you ever see me doing a session where I do a weird little wobble, sometimes because I feel a lot when I'm channeling, like it's fully all in my body. Sometimes the wobble's like a weird shift that I get where suddenly there's like a flash of vertigo. I don't know if I'm showing it externally, but in my brain, there's a little bit of vertigo happening. I just wanted to give that little disclaimer in case you ever see me go. Anyway, just want to say that I'm not loopy. I just get vertigo during sessions. Alright, anyway, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I hope that was supportive in some way for you. I hope some of the messages may have made sense. It's hard for me to put them into words. But I honor you on your journey. I'm sending you all my best wishes. And have a good rest of your night. Just grounding the heart space a little bit before you leave. Protecting your energy. Okay.